This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, and welcome back to admin training. This admin session is going to be focused in on how to change a field title or name, just in case you want to change it. Okay, so let's get started. And we're going to go log in with our admin user profile. So we can do this. All right, oh, I guess I got to spell it right. All right, I'm now logged in as my admin. We've been playing with the RMA, so let's go back there again. And this applies to any of the different document types. And so I'm going to go back to the one we were playing with, is this RMA. And I don't like that this ranking code says ranking code. I'm going to use it for a different purpose. Part of the software allows you to be able to define what the drop-down values are in this. But let's say we don't want that to be ranking code. Let's say we want this to be some other name. So let's come up with something. Let's say we want it to be industry code. Okay, so we're going to drop it down and pick an industry code. All right, so we want to change this name from ranking code to industry code. All right, you're logged in as an administrator, and we go back down into the system files. And this time we're going to go down to system text. Once I go into system text, I come in here and I'm going to minimize this so I can see my text. And so now we have what we call default text and current text. And the default text is what it's currently at, so it's ranking. So I'm going to look for that, and there it is. There's the different text I have. So I have ranking code and ranking codes and invalid ranking code. Now we have to be careful because ranking code is a code file. And so this could be the name of the code file over here. So for example, if I come down here and go to ranking code, I want to make sure whichever it is. And so it actually says ranking codes. So you'll notice that ranking codes aligns with the second one. And so if I change this, it's going to change the title in the code file list. And if I change the one above, it's going to change it in the actual document. And then the invalid ranking code is if I happen to select an invalid value, the error message that comes up says, hey, I got an invalid ranking code on this thing, okay? And so we're gonna actually change all three so you can see the impact of each of these. All right, so the ranking code itself, this is gonna change on the document, and we said we want it to be industry code. And I simply click the save button. And now you can see the ranking code is now the current text is called industry code. So this gives you ability to go back and go, well, you know, when we call in for support from the software vendor and I'm asking them a question about the industry code, oh, well, that was originally the ranking code, so it's easy for us to get back to it and support you. Okay, so the ranking codes, because I also want to change it in the code file list to industry code. I'm going to click the save button here. And if I incorrectly put a value in this industry code now, I also want my error message to reference the industry code as well. So I'm just going to go like this. All right, now let's see how that impacted all three of those values. Now remember, anytime you change something with the system files, you have to log off and back on for this to take effect. All right, so we just saw that this ranking code that you saw in here is ranking codes, right? So we're going to see that change. We're going to see it on the document, and hopefully we can demonstrate the invalid ranking code. All right, so let's log off. All right, here we go, and I'm going to log back in. And this is a global change as well. So once you change it, it changes it for everybody. It's not driven by access group. All right, so I'm going to go back to let's go to our code file first. And ranking code was the R's, but now I changed the name. So I'm still going to go to R's because that was originally ranking code. And now you're going to see it's called industry code. It changed just like we intended it to do, okay? And then we're going to come over here and we're going to go to the RMAs. And we're just going to pick that one we've been playing with, 84. And we're now also going to see that this changed from ranking code to industry code. All right. And now I don't have a value in this, but this is required when I'd get an invalid error message. I would have gotten the change in the error code message as well. So the way to do that is I'm just going to make this field required real quick, and then we'll be able to see that happen. So let's just do that. And we covered making fields required under another video, but you'll see it again here. It's pretty simple to do. And we're going to go to data constraints, And now remember, we wanted to know what the original field was, so I'm going to pick the ranking code as a field. And it's going to be an RMA. Might be in a rank. There we go, rank code RMAs. Hopefully this is the right one. Let's see if it is. And we're not going to allow it to be null. And we're going to click the save button. I got to log back off. And I'm going to log back on. And then hopefully if I did this right, what we're going to see when we go to the RMAs, that's now a required field. And I'm going to come to 84. And you can see my industry code is now required. And so if I try to click the save button, invalid industry code. So we changed that too, but it used to say invalid rank code. And so it helps you make sure that the people are picking the right field. Okay, that's how you change the text, the name of the fields to whatever name you want them to be based on setting up the system text. All right, look forward to the next video.